everybody, and welcome to another episode of Talkin' Ball with Buckeye Rob. I am your host, Rob Ashby. Welcome into the show, episode 6. We got a great show for you today. First of all, if you want to get a hold of the show, please do. You can contact us on Twitter and Instagram at Talkin' Ball WBR, as well as if you want to just send us an email, you can get us at talkinballwbr@gmail.com. On today's show, we got head coach Joe Smigel from Newbary Park. Be interesting to talk to him how the transition they have went from, it's his first year coaching, the transition of going from a 3-6 season, and now they're 7-1, sitting at second place in the Canyon League. Furthermore, down the show, we're gonna have a call in from the defensive coordinator from Chaminade. We're going to talk about Chaminade Bishop of Mock game on last Friday. What a game that was. Chaminade ended up winning 36-29. And then later in the show, we're going to sit down and talk with Coach Bacon from Montclair High School. We're talking about the Mount Baldy 4 League. We'll talk about his situation with the ineligible player. And we're gonna recap Week 8 and see what happened last Friday and Saturday night here in Southern California. And then we're going to look ahead and look at the matchups for Week 9. So we'll be right back after this. Hey guys, Buckeye Rob here. October is National Car Care Month. At Western Tire in Burbank, we're built with a strong reputation for serving the greater Burbank, California region with excellence since 1974. That's 48 years. That means they know what they're doing. At our tire shop and auto repair facility, we showcase a full selection of tire and automotive services to keep your vehicle rolling at its best. Our goal is to provide only the best customer relations and customer service. When you need tires, you need wheels and auto repair in Burbank, Pasadena, Glendale, or even the surrounding area, make Western Tire your first stop.
Hello, this is Joe Smigel, head football coach at Newbary Park High School, and you are listening to Talkin' Ball with Buckeye Rob. Go Panthers.
Hey guys, today on the show we have head coach from Newbary Park, Mr. Joe Smigel. So how's it going there, Coach?
Everything's going good.
How was bye week?
Hold on, let me get this thing done here. Yeah, everything's going good.
Cool.
We just had a bye week, which we really needed. We were banged up, physically and mentally, and
yeah. So the bye week came at a good time, huh?
Oh, did it ever?
Yeah.
I think we all needed a break from each other, and everything turned out good.
It's surprising. It is like that. You just need to be away. A weekend, you just need to be away from everybody.
Exactly.
So, okay, so
how are you guys doing? We're took some time off, and now you're back.
Yeah, well, we had our bye week before we played into our league, which was week 6, week 5. We had a bye week, but we had our bye week. We had to get prepared for Pasadena. So Jesus, I don't know if you've seen Pasadena, but Pasadena is a pretty good darn team. I tell you.
Gotcha.
So
how are you guys doing?
We won Friday. We're 2-5. But this is a weird season for us because I never had a season like this because we got guys that are kind of like, I don't want to say they're quitting, but they get down and they kind of quit on the field, and you could tell it on film.
Right.
Because it's been a tough year. I mean, Friday night was the first time that we actually led at halftime.
Good for you. Now, what's your record in the league? Do you have a chance to get in?
Yeah, we do. We got two games left. Pasadena is going to be in, and probably Burroughs is going to be in. So it's us, Arcadia, and Muir fighting for that third spot. And we got Muir this weekend, and then we play Burroughs. So, but if we win out, we're in, I think. And which is, obviously the first goal to get in.
Absolutely.
Because last year was the first year we didn't get in of the whole time that I've been coaching at Burbank. So.
Well, it's such a weird format now. You know what I mean?
It is.
The whole thing. You know what kills me the most is the Milliken situation.
Yeah.
Where they got caught with an ineligible player, and they had to forfeit those games, and those forfeits
go to wins
on Cal Preps go away, right?
Yeah.
And now they're, instead of being in Division 2, they're in Division 4.
Yeah, which is, and I don't know what to think about that because, all of a sudden they're throwing it and they're probably Division II. They're going to be a lot better than a Division IV, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work. Like last year, Orange Lutheran plays a Trinity League schedule and they drop into Division II and they win the whole thing. So so obviously you don't like the way the current system is.
I think it's awful.
Yeah,
I really think it's awful. Just kind of like Oaks Christian last year, losing all their preseason games and then winning league and getting into Division V and making the championship. I mean, why are we rewarding people for losing? Especially some of these big privates, Milliken, who's got a bunch of 4 stars. Obviously their quarterback's big time, and people want to come catch the ball from them, so they transfer there and.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like last year we played Simi Valley, and you know what? Simi Valley was a really, really good team last year.
Oh, I mean,
that was one of the best teams we played at Burbank, probably in the last 5, 6, 7 years. And then look, they think they run the table, go 10-0, and think they're going to be we got a good chance of winning the title, and they're putting first game they got to play Orange Lou because Orange Lou plays the Trinity League and they drop them down. I'm like, is that fair?
It's screwed up.
Yeah.
It really helps. It really helps these bigger programs that schedule tough preseason schedules. Like I'm not even going to scrimmage next year because you scrimmage, you beat up your kids' bodies, and then you're in the league, and you might as well use your first game as a scrimmage.
Yeah.
Really,
that first game is like that. Yeah, that first game is generally like that anyway. So, kids are trying to figure out, their first game, but I don't know about this situation. It's like, I just think that you should know what division you're in before, and it's just the way it is. I think.
Or do it like the Central Coast does it. They put you in a preseason division, and you can move up one or down. You can move up one, or you can move down one, based upon your performance.
Yeah.
We were division like 10 last year, and now we're Division 4 as it stands. We still got to win one to get in.
And
we have 2 tough teams.
Yeah,
left, so.
you got Oak Park and Camarillo, right?
Yeah, this league's loaded.
Yeah.
It really is a very competitive league, except for a couple teams are down this year, but they aren't normally down. And Oak Park's got a really good team that we face this week, so it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, it's it will be. Yeah, I looked at your league and I'm like, you guys got T.O. there, but I saw that you guys been changing leagues and stuff the last couple of years. I mean, this is your third league. You think you found a home now?
I don't know how it works. I'm a first-year guy, but that used to be a football association. So based upon how you do, they re-league every 2 years.
Oh, okay. That's it. Okay. All right. But the way you guys are set up now in the Canyon League, you guys got some good teams in that league.
Yeah, it's a very competitive league.
Yeah.
Which this is where we'll end up staying for a while.
Let's talk about how you guys have started out. 7-1. You guys are in a bye week right now. How was the bye week?
The bye week was much needed. We were banged up. We were banged up physically. We were banged up mentally. And, we don't have a lot of guys on the varsity team right now. So when we get banged up, a lot of guys go both ways. And
yeah, I was just going to say,
we had 4 or 5 guys that were hurt. And
that's good.
It was hard there for a while. Our last 2 games, we were playing with less than a full deck, that's for sure. So we're getting healthy and we're excited. We're calling this our second season now because we're in a situation right now that we have to win a game, 1 out of 2 to get in the playoffs. And I think it's been 6, 7 years since the Newbary Park High School's been in the playoffs. So we're really excited about that opportunity.
So playoffs start Friday night for you guys, huh?
It does. Yeah. It does. And, we're playing a really good football team. Really well-coached football team, so we've got to be ready to play football and play 4 quarters of football.
Yeah, I kind of looked at your schedule, you guys, how Newbary Park has been doing the last few years. What a tremendous job you guys have been doing. You're 7-1. You have 7 wins. That's almost the same amount they've had at Newbary Park for the last 3 years combined. So kudos to you.
Thank you. It's been good so far. It's been good.
Let's talk about your schedule. You guys, what were your expectations coming into this year? Obviously it's your first year, and you obviously you just see what's on the roster. And, I don't know how many seniors left from Newbary Park from last year's team, but it was a team that was 3-6. What were your expectations coming into this year?
It was, we had one quarterback in the whole program who was an incoming freshman, and that was it. And, I'm an offensive line coach, and it takes a little while to be able to, develop an offensive line. I didn't know these kids. I've never coached the kids. I coached youth before. I did some radio, and then I was the offensive coordinator or co-offensive coordinator at Newbary Park for 5 years, 6 years. So I had no idea how we were going to be. I really didn't. And, we started off pretty good, and we just built and built until, we're at where we're at right now. The biggest issue that we had was the injury bug. We've had 3 surgeries so far on the team, which have really been big losses for us.
Isn't that one of your sons that had to have a surgery?
Yeah, my other son Bo Smigel had ACL, and then my starting center, who is an absolute stud, Braden Johnson, he had ACL and MCL and meniscus, and then we just lost one of our corners, Cade Falskin, to a shoulder injury. So, when you start off with 32 players and 3 of them get hurt, it becomes very interesting.
Yeah, and I feel for those dudes because I know how that is to be a senior in high school and have an ACL and lose your season. So I don't know if any of those guys were seniors, but if they were, I feel for them.
Yeah. Anytime you got to go through surgery, you never wish that on anybody.
Yeah. So you go into the season, not knowing what to expect. You step up with a freshman quarterback who happens to be your son. Obviously you've been through football. What kind of advice did you give him going into? I'm sure he was quite nervous. What did you give him going into that first game?
I've coached him for a long time, and I coached a lot of these kids for a long time. I just haven't coached these seniors. So, I'm from Newbary Park. I played at Newbary Park. My kids grew up in Newbary Park. So I knew the underclassmen, what they were going to do, and I knew what kind of brain Brady has because, he's been calling protections and run games, from the time he was 11 years old. Yeah. So we ran no huddle, and we had a really smart team. We played fast, and the mental portion of it. Did
you get him to where he was calling his own plays in the mid?
He did sometimes, or he'd wave me off, and then I knew that was time for me to hire an offensive coordinator, so I did. Yeah. So I didn't have to deal with him anymore.
Yeah. How you mentioned you're an alum of Newbary Park, and how is it coaching at your alma mater? How is it being an alum coaching head coach? You played for there. You used to play there. How is that?
It's crazy. I still don't really. It really hasn't hit me yet that I'm the head coach. What I did was I hired a great staff, so there's not a lot of micromanaging going on. I'll tell you that. And I think those guys like it. I trust them, and they do a fantastic job. And as a head coach, you just deal with a lot of the stuff nobody else really wants to deal with.
Are you a micromanager kind of coach, or did you hand it off to those position coaches and let them go?
Yeah, I handed it off. I don't micromanage those guys at all. I trust them. I hired them, great staff, and they do most of the coaching. I'm an offensive line guy, so I help with the offensive line, but that's about it.
How did you go through? I think you mentioned you weren't in football for a while. How did you hire your staff? How did you go about doing that? I mean, what was your first step? What did you want to hire first?
Well, the first guy I need to hire was a strength and conditioning guy, and that was Austin Savita, and he's been a friend of mine for a long time, and he does a really good job with them. And that starts out with expectations. Yeah, they understand what is expected from them, and they know what they're going to get from me. So that was my first hire. I kept guys on the staff that were there last year, guys that are alums, that like Kevin Koenig and Chris Sorey, Ryan Hurley, and then I needed to get an defensive coordinator, and the best defensive coordinator who I never thought I had a chance with was Ron Wolford, and I ended up getting him, and everything else just started falling into place.
Well, it looks like he's doing his job too.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, and the guys on offense are really good. They're, the strength guy is a guy that I was having some interesting conversations with people regarding getting an offensive coordinator, and he just kind of stepped up and said, I want to do it. And then I'd interviewed a young coach that helped with my son 7-on-7 team. and he just blew it out of the water. His name is Brandon Anderson, and he just blew it out. I go, this kid is really smart. So the two of them are tag team in the offense and doing a really good job with it. And, another guy that's been with the program for a long time, Chris Sorey, he helps on the offense as well. And Ryan Hurley, like I said. So it's really been going really good as far as that's concerned.
So you just, I'm kind of like that too. You just had a good feeling about him. And you're like, you got to go with feelings. He might not have all the credentials to being an offensive coordinator, but you got a good feeling. And look what he's done so far for you. That's a great situation for you there.
Yeah, those two guys are doing a fantastic job. So it's been fun.
Let's continue with you. I know you played at Newbary Park, and I know you went on to play in college. How was that? Did you play for George Allen?
I did. I played for George Allen for the 1 year that he was at Long Beach State. And then after he passed away on my birthday, December 31st, and then Willie Brown took over. And after that year, they dropped the program. So the re-recruiting started. I was originally at high school. I was originally committed to ASU. And they went a different direction on signing date. So everybody was already kind of locked up. And that's how I ended up at Long Beach.
Wow. So originally you were going to go ASU, and then you ended up at Arizona?
Yeah, I did, which was a great thing. I never had so much fun in my life. And we had a great group of guys and, went to bowl games every year, finished in the top 10 one year, and really did a great job of shaping my life and where I was going to after that. I had a chance after that to play a little bit and then coach. I coached with Pat Hill at Fresno State.
Okay.
And I went back to Arizona and coached at Arizona.
You said you're an offensive. Did you coach offensive line?
I coached offensive line. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I played, and that's what I coach. So yes.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you playing. I remember watching that swarm defense.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I was just coming off an ACL, and I got thrown into spring ball with those guys, and they're the number one defense in the country. And believe me, there were some bumps and bruises on my body after that.
I bet. You mentioned, earlier about what football meant to you. What does football mean to you? I mean, you seem like it's been around you for all of your life. Even though you stopped coaching for a while. What does football mean? Obviously, it means something because you got back into it.
Oh, it means everything to me. It really helped shape my life. I lost my dad at a young age, between 7th and 8th grade, and I was kind of lost. Yeah. And football I loved the game, and my mom was able to control me by saying, "I'm going to take football away from you if you don't shape up."
Yeah,
and it correlates so much to life. There's so many great life lessons. You have to face adversity. You got to get up when you're knocked down. You have to play as a teammate. You have to trust the guy next to you. You have to be accountable, which is huge.
Yeah.
All things that just correlate to life. And what I'm trying to do is football helped me, so I want to help these kids get ready for the real game, which is after they get out of high school.
Yeah, that's
if I can do that, then my job is done.
Yeah, that's what's important. I mean, that's what we teach them at Burbank. It's not obviously we want to win football games and we want to win games and play good, but we give us our better. But and when it comes down to it, it's not about winning football games. It's about how these guys are going to be after football in life, how they are in the community, and being upstanding individuals in the community. So, I can see that's kind of what you get with your program and what you're teaching your kids. Am I correct?
Yeah, and it's we talk about winning in 4 different ways, and the first one's in the classroom. You got to win in the classroom, and I don't expect everybody to be straight A students because not everybody has the same IQ or intelligence level or organizational skills as everybody else. But you can turn in all your work.
Yes,
you can certainly participate in class, and if you do that, you're going to be successful because the teacher knows that you want to be successful, and teachers, if you give them the opportunity to be taught, they want to help you.
Yeah, they look out after you more.
Unless you're on the phone and you're screwing around, then they don't want to help you. So, that's all stuff that a lot of these kids need to learn. And we do that. I mean, we win it in the community. So we've done 3 different events helping Special Olympics. We helped some foster kid organizations, and we just helped feed the homeless 2 weeks ago.
That's great. That's great.
It's so important for these kids to understand how fortunate they are, and for them to be in a position where they see less fortunate people, so they can really understand how fortunate they are.
Yeah,
and then obviously winning at home, and then it correlates to winning on the field.
Yeah, I mean, even kids that don't have a lot, and they can see the less fortunate people, they know, or you know what, I'm not as bad as what I thought. You know, it's a good situation. I'm glad that's how you run your program, because there's most of the programs need to be like that, and I don't know if they are like that. So.
Right.
So how's the support in the community for you guys? Yeah, I know it's
great.
I know it's a little small little
that's
town.
That's how I got involved in the job, was the community, because the community did a outstanding job of reaching out to me and letting them know that they wanted me to apply for the job.
Oh, so they sought you
we
out.
Had a bunch. Yeah,
nice.
The school obviously it's a public school, so the school doesn't come after people. They didn't come after me, but I had to go through a rigorous interview process. And, I know there's a lot of applicants, and I was blessed to be chosen. And it's kind of all been a whirlwind. You know, just this bye week, you kind of sit back and look back on what has happened, and it's numbing. It really is.
Yeah. No, it's great to be in a town that the community gets behind you and supports you, and gives you everything they've got. So it's and it shows up on the kids too. You know, are the kids obviously by the record that you guys have? I was going to ask you, are the kids buying in as the season has progressed? Have you gone into week one and you've seen them go through the season? You obviously can see a progression in buying in for what you guys are trying your program to show, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we faced tons of adversity this year, and we always talk about what are we going to do when we face adversity, because it's coming. Whether it's a bus breaking down or, being down, 20-0 in a game and having to fight back, or something's going to happen wrong. Coach Tomey used to always say, hey, the hotel's going to catch on fire. We're going to be late for the game. The referees are going to give us, no calls. And how are we going to overcome that? And the only way to do that is overcome it together.
Yeah.
Because if you start pointing fingers and blaming people, all it does is divide a team. When you just stay within the group, right, and you trust each other and you play for each other, then adversity you can overcome. And that's just going to make us stronger as we go on. Does
it make it easier coaching your son and all his friends?
It's such a dynamic that it's crazy. And I don't do a lot of coaching with my sons.
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned, but
I was going to ask you, like on the field, is it a weird situation? Not that it's weird. I mean, but when you get mad at him, I'm like, he throws a pick. I'm sure you got to sit back and say, okay, I got to cool down a little bit,
Yeah, I mean, I run a tight ship, and these kids know what's expected from them, and that includes both my boys.
Yeah.
So there's nobody wants to throw a pick, right? Nobody wants to drop a ball, and so you really can't get on them for that. The stuff that gets me going is stuff that mental mistakes because they haven't learned their plays, or selfish penalties is one of my biggest gripes is, look at me type of penalties. And that was another Coach Tomey deal where he would just say it's selfish. It is selfish for you to crack back on somebody. It doesn't matter when we're running into the end zone or holding somebody away from the play. And that's the stuff that you need to learn. And that's the only way to get better. Our first game, we had like 250 penalty yards. I thought my head was going to pop off.
That drives you insane, doesn't it? When you get a penalty that's 30 yards away from the play.
Yeah,
and you're like,
and it happens. They're kids,
doing?
Right? They're young. Yeah. They're young men, and that's what you're here for. You're here to help them and teach them so that they learn the next time not to do that. So I think we've made good progress. It's it's hard. It's funny. I always thought about this. It doesn't matter how much success or failure that a program's had before you. It really doesn't, because you're going to do it your way.
And you're going to do it your way in the moment and where you're at right now.
Right. And you're going to set a culture that you want. So it just takes time.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is, these kids have not had a great chance, but, with COVID and injuries and everything else that they've gone through, and they were in a tough league. And so they're just thriving over being successful, and they're having fun. So it's fun to coach a team that's having fun, and they love playing with each other, and they have fun playing with each other.
Yeah, and it looks like you're changing that culture too to a winning culture.
Yeah, I think it all comes. I think it all comes along with everything that you do. For me, like you said, the wins are coming in other places too. That's really important to me. So it's a lot of work, but it's very gratifying as well.
Yeah, let's look at your schedule. You started out with Golden Valley, and Golden Valley turned out to be a really good team, and you guys went in there and gave them a nice win. And Brady had a great game this first high school game, and Golden Valley is a great program, and it's a foothill league team. You can never take those guys easy. I mean, then you guys went into you had a home game with El Camino Real, and it 51-0. And then I'm sure you probably expected more from Crespi. 63-6.
Yeah, they're down a little bit.
Yeah, they're down this year. And then I'm sure, God, when you guys got St. Joseph on the program, that program's pretty good.
They're a good football team, I'll tell you that. And it was a dogfight.
Yeah.
I mean, we felt that one for sure. It was a street brawl.
I mean, going into the season, was that the one that was circled to that's your toughest game to through the first four, I would think, right? St. Joseph.
I definitely thought it was going to be tough, but like I said, going to Golden Valley on the road, that was hard.
Yeah.
And what really helped us is the fact, especially for Brady, was the fact that we have a great receiving core.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are really good, and it makes things a lot easier when these guys run great routes and get open. And then obviously we had good protection. So, going on the road for your first game and having to face those kind of guys, it really helped to have some senior leadership to help this team along.
Yeah. Well, how many seniors do you have on your program or on your team?
We have 19.
Oh, you have 19. That's a good number of seniors to lead. And it's like like you said, he's got a good group of receivers. That helps a freshman quarterback out right off the bat when you got receivers like he's got, and then plus he's got Nolan Story back there running the ball.
Yeah, Nolan's done a heck of a job. He runs the ball. He plays linebacker. He's a team captain. I mean, he's just one of those guys that you love to have on your team. He's tough. He'll hit you in the mouth, and he's just a pleasure to coach and a pleasure to be around.
Yeah. Then so you guys moved on to Royal pretty easy. Royal, and that was 55-0, and then you come to Friday, September 23rd, and you play Thousand Oaks. I mean, is Thousand Oaks your guys' biggest rival?
Yeah, it is, and when you talk about adversity, we started bad. We had 3 interceptions in the first quarter. They were bad throws and bad reads by Brady, and he understood it. We snapped the ball over our heads. We had a pick 6. I mean, it was so crazy that everything went wrong.
So was it like before you know it, you were down 20-0?
Yeah, I just looked at the scoreboard, but we knew what type of team we were, and we knew that we were going to be able to come back.
Yeah.
And we always believed that we're going to win, and we fought back. We got the lead, and then they came back and they did a good job, and went double overtime. And
well, did it come down?
Football game.
Did it come down to? Did it come down to you?
Proud of my guys for playing so hard.
Absolutely. I mean, you get down 20-0 in the first quarter. A lot of high school kids, they like, oh, okay, all right, but there's a lot of time left. That's all you got to do is there's a lot of time. We can get back in this game, and obviously, Brady probably showed a lot of poise through second, third, and fourth quarters, and in the overtime. Did it come down to you guys kick a field goal in the double OT?
Yeah, we had some opportunities to win the game, and we didn't. So that's pretty much what it came down to. And that type of game, we're a good enough team that when you lose the turnover battle 4-2, the percentages of you winning the game really go down the tubes, and it doesn't come down to one play or one kick or anything. It comes down to not turning the ball over, not making bad throws, not snap the ball overhead. So if you consider the snap over the head, that's 5 turnovers. So
I consider that.
Turnovers. So
did you learn? Did you get exposed by Thousand Oaks? Any that you had to get better at your team rather than eliminating the turnovers? I mean, did Thousand
No,
Oaks, did they expose your team for anything, like a weakness, or, you know, going forward, did you want to change anything?
No, we didn't change anything.
Yeah.
You know, you give credit where credit's due, right?
Yeah.
They played better than us that day.
Yeah,
and,
you know,
and they're a good football team. They're well coached, and you know that's about all. That's about all I have to say about that.
Yeah, they're sitting at 8-0, and you're waiting for somebody to lose. But you guys went on to Moore Park, and you beat Moore Park, and Moore Park's a great team too. They're a lot better than they were last year, and
very well coached. They played really good on defense. You know, they kept everything underneath them. Played hard, and that was a great win. We had a bunch of guys banged up, and so it was really a true team effort. And we were tied with 2 minutes left, and we went down and scored with 40 seconds left to win the game. So it's nice. It's those type of things that help you down the road, and winning a game like that was huge for us.
Oak Park. Who do you got?
That was Moore Park, and now Oak Park.
Yeah.
Yes, Oak Park's coming up, and they do a great job. They got a bunch of guys that play hard. Their roster is kind of like our roster, not huge, and but the guys they have in there are really good. They're well coached, and luckily we have them at home. I think that's going to help us.
I guess all you got to do is stop rolling, right?
Well, not really. They have a good. Their quarterback likes to run, and they've got some good receivers. So they do a lot of trick plays. Mm-hmm. They love to do trick plays, so you got to be ready for all of it.
Yeah. So then you finish up with Camarillo too, and you guys got a tough road to before playoffs start. Which we talk about playoffs, and right now you guys are sitting in Division 4. Have you thought about playoffs, or you're one game at a time, and you're worried about league right now, but you keep an eye out on where you guys might end up?
Well, I think everybody looks at that. I mean, that's just human nature. But the fact of the matter is, and it's become a cliche. You hear everybody say it. Just be 1-0 in the week, but it's the truth.
Yeah,
you just want to win 1 week. That's it. And you don't look backwards. You look forward. And we have 2 teams that are good, that very well coached, and we got to take it one at a time.
Yeah,
so our focus right now is getting healthy and having a great week of practice and beating Oak Park.
Well, you really can tell when you have a good week of practice how you're going to play on a Friday night.
You know it, Coach.
Yeah. So let's get into some of your roster. Let's talk about your offense. You've put up 357 points. It's an average of 44.6 points per game. Someone's doing something right on offense, Coach.
Yeah, I mean it's something that I've always done, and it's no huddle, no mercy. It's playing fast, and
do you guys go high tempo a lot?
We do, and it's crazy because of the number of kids we have. So I think that's going to do nothing but get better as our program grows. But these kids are in great shape. They play both ways, and we run tempo. So it's wild.
Yeah.
And it really is. And, some of these teams are starting to pick up on it. And, like I said, they like to throw safeties deep and keep everything underneath them, which
makes it easier.
You've got to take what they give you.
Yeah.
It's like how many guys you put in the box, and if there's 5 guys in the box, we're going to run it. If there's 6, there's a good chance we're going to pass it on you. So we do four wides. We also do an H-back set. We have three wideouts and an H-back, which I love.
I do too.
2-back runs in.
We run an H-back too.
My favorite formation. Yeah. So we just injuries have not let us really do as much H-back as we want, but I think our guys getting healthy, you'll see a lot more of it.
Let's talk about your guys up front. I mean, let's get some names out for those guys.
I mean, you really want to start with a guy named Ryan Gillum. He never played offensive line, and going into the season, he was a linebacker, and I went to him. I said, "I'm going to need you," and that meant changing his football number. So you talk about a selfless act for a senior that is now my left tackle, and he's had a great season. And, it starts there. I mean, Braden Johnson was our center who got hurt. That killed us. And then we have, March Lick at guard. We have Joel, Joel Gonzalez is our center. He's a sophomore. He had to step up, and he's been stepping up, big time. Carson Berry's our right tackle. And Justin Zedler, it was our nose guard, and we had to move him to guard because we had injuries. So those guys are doing a heck of a job, and 4 of them underclassmen. So that's big, being able to have those guys coming back. But they've stepped up in a spot that obviously the head coach is breathing down your neck the whole time. So they've done a really nice job.
Did you do a lot of polling with your guards and stuff, and your tackles? Yeah,
I mean, as we progress, it's. We like to run a wrap out of 4 wides, and we run traditional zone and stretch and toss, and but the good stuff comes when you can get the H-back in there, run some ISO and power, and move him and do some motioning stuff to
get him out in the flats.
Yeah. So
you mentioned Brady had good receiving core. Let's cover the receiving core. I mean, Shane Rosenthal he's in there right now, and you mentioned Charlie Simmons.
Absolutely.
They're two big guys, but both of them go both ways. I mean, that's and Shane's a sophomore, isn't he?
Yes.
And he's one of your dudes. Which is that shows the future is bright for you guys.
Yeah, he does a heck of a job, and then Reese Kelly's a senior that's done a good job. Jaden Mack's done a good job. Casey Miriam's done a good job. Colton Hughes is a guy that's been injured. He's our H-back type of guy. And Carson Falskin was doing a heck of a job before he got hurt. So, I mean, you're talking about a lot of really good football players right there.
Yeah, you got Shane's got 57 receptions.
Falskin, I'm sorry. Carson was his brother.
Yeah. Shane's got 57 receptions for 866 yards and 9 touchdowns. I think he's got 10. Did he have a pick six or a kickoff return or something?
Yeah, he had a pick six, and he actually had a kickoff return called back for a phantom hold. So I like to say 11.
Yeah. Then senior Charlie Simmons, he's got 49 receptions, 748 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So I mean, right there, Brady's got two receivers that he can count on week in and week out.
Two big time guys.
Yeah, it's amazing to have two guys like that.
Charlie's unbelievable. Charlie Simmons is, he plays on defense. He returns kicks. He does a lot of really good things.
Yeah, I noticed. Charlie, he's got 3 sacks on the season, and Shane's got 4 interceptions. So I mean, your receivers are showing up big on the defensive side as well.
Yep, everybody's got to help.
Yeah. Let's give another.
Everybody's got to help.
And we got the running backs. So we talked about Nolan Story. And,
right.
What a great player he is, what he's been doing. He's got 70 attempts for 483 yards and 6 touchdowns. So you guys are spreading around.
And Noah was out Nolan was out last week, so Noah MacArthur had to come in, and he rushed for 177. He had a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. And he did a heck of a job stepping in.
Yeah,
last week when we had about 5 starters out.
Yeah, so I mean, we're covering the bases on what support Brady has, but Brady's been. I got him at 153 completions at 228 attempts for 2,251 yards. Now, but that doesn't count what happened on Friday night, right? Oh, no, you guys are at a bye, so it is him. So 31 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. That's production, Coach.
He's done a good job. He really has.
That's 67 clip percentage. That's.
I don't love talking about it.
I know you don't, but it's
the major thing for me is to stay hungry and humble.
Yes.
Because he is only a freshman, so he's got a lot to go, and we're right in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you don't want to talk him up too much.
I don't want to talk to anybody else. The main thing is that we have a great group of seniors that have helped him along. So. Yeah. As long as he stays hungry and humble, he's going to help this team win some games down the road. But I'm looking at this year. I think that this team went healthy, and we have all our guys in there that we can be competitive with anybody. I mean, anyone below, Division 3. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean. I know what you're getting at.
And if you look at Division 4, it's loaded. So
the top Division 2, 3, and 4 are no joke. I mean,
Yeah.
the teams that are going to be in there are no joke. So,
yeah, it's a flawed system, like we talked about.
Yeah.
It really is, and I think they need to make some adjustments to it.
Well,
but until then, it's out of our hands. We worry about
yeah.
the things that we can control, and the things we control is winning. This week against Oak Park.
That's right. Win one game this week. Let's talk about defense. I mean, we can talk about all the numbers that your offense puts up and all the points you score, but if you don't have a defense that stops anybody, you ain't winning any games. But you guys have 138 points given up on the season through 8 games. That's 17.2 per game. It looks like your defense is showing up as well, Coach.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you talk to our defensive coordinator, he's probably not very happy about it because, over the years, I think he's averaged about 9 points allowed. That's a standard that he has. But, we play fast, like we said, so they're on the field a bunch. And it's a tough defense to learn. I mean, we probably only have about 30% of what he normally has in.
What type of defense you got? You guys run a 3-4, 4-4? What do you guys do?
It's a 3-4. And,
okay.
They like to bring heat and get to the quarterback, and it's hard to block it. So, all spring long we have to block those guys, and it's, it makes it very challenging.
Yeah, I got you guys at I think 20 sacks on the season. I mean, that's
fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, led by Bo Purvis, 6.5 sacks on the season. You got 20 sacks on the season through 8 games. I mean, look, and it's not doesn't even count for all the I've counted 50 TFLs for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that you guys are you're getting a lot of pressure, but I put that 10 interceptions on there with 4 fumble recoveries and 1 block punt. I mean, defensively, you guys that's why you guys are winning games.
Absolutely. And it starts with the coaching, and it starts with the guys that, defense is about running the football and having the will to win. And that, Coach. It's wanting to do it. It's playing hard. Yeah. It's wanting to be successful, and we're getting there. We're getting there. And that's one of the major things that we had to address when I took over the program and hiring Ron Wolford. And, he brought in a guy named Dan Napoli who does a great job as well. Having those guys along with, Doug Dagan and Kevin Koenig and Gil Mendoza. I mean, it's just a great staff. We're really fortunate to have these guys.
Yeah, well, it's showing on the field. I mean, these kids are buying into what you guys are coaching, which is, I said earlier, it's a tremendous job you guys are doing. You got, like I said earlier, you got Bo Purvis with 6.5 sacks. You got Charlie Simmons with 3. You got, is his name Trejo Kimball?
It is.
Middle linebacker. He's got 3 sacks. You got Ryan Gillum. He's a middle linebacker. He's got 2 sacks. You got Talon Gold. He's got 1.5 sacks. So there's other guys that had 1, but when you got that amount going in the box, what kind of coverage did you guys do? You guys running a lot of man? You guys running zone? Can you man up?
It's kind of a combo.
Yeah.
I would say it could be zone or it can be man based upon what happens in front. So the way they do it is it's a little bit of combination of both.
Yeah. And as a special teams coordinator, I know how important special teams are. I have to throw in your kicking game. I mean, I see you guys are 43 of 48 with extra points, and you guys have made 4 field goals. But that the whole season, you have pretty much been pretty good at extra. Did you have 4 extra points blocked in the Aurora game?
No. Okay. Our holder was out.
Oh, so that's why. Okay, so I was going to say. Well, that's what I'm saying.
We had some slippery fingers going on.
Because most of
Brady Johnson was our snapper, and so we had backups. We had a backup snapper, and we had a backup holder, and that's where it came. We haven't. Yeah, when you said that, I was confused. But we have. I think we've missed 1 kick.
Yeah, you missed 1. Yeah, but
the rest have been some issues. But our special teams have improved so much. Talk about staff. We hired a guy named Scott Squires, and he used to be the head coach at CLU for a number of years. And then he went on to a career in the CFL as a special teams coordinator and actually won a Grey Cup. So we've been friends for a long time, and I never thought I was going to be a head coach. And so we had a couple pops, and we were talking, and I just, we said, if I ever get a head job, you're going to come coach with me. He's like, yeah, sure. So when I got hired, I called him up. He's like, "Gosh, dang it, you got a head job." And so it just kind of progressed from there. He's been a head coach. He's never coached in high school, so this is,
all new for him, huh?
Right, but we don't have a lot of guys, so somebody's down. We're trying to find a body. It's been frustrating for him, I know, but he just does a fantastic job. He's a great leader. Him and Ron Wolford both have been head coaches before, so I hit up those guys for advice a lot, and because you never have all the answers. There's situations that come up that you need advice from, and those guys have really helped me.
There's always someone there that knows more.
Oh, absolutely, or something different, or
But
we have the same goals in mind.
Yeah, which I'm sure a lot of all your coaches do. I mean, that's probably why you're successful this year, is you guys all have the same goals, the same same look, same vision, I should say. And but I had to bring up the special teams because as a special team coach, special teams is your players have got to buy into it to be good at it. And it seems like your players, with a 7-1 record and what you guys are doing in offensive defense, and you guys are, I guess you guys are you're taking care of the little things on the field.
Yeah, and that's the most important, right? Is the little things become big things.
Yeah.
So, I used to be a guy that said, exactly that, take care of the little things. And the little things are little things until they become big things. Yeah. So you just got to take care of it, when the turnover battle and not having penalties and that kind of stuff is so important. And we've done a good job with that. I think we had 2 games where we lost a turnover battle. One was against Dallas Nugs, and one was against Moore Park. So the rest of the games we won the turnover battle, and that just really helps your percentages of winning. When you win it, you're over 80%, with a chance to win that game.
Yeah, I tell our kids, you can't turn the ball over, and you gotta block and you gotta tackle. Take care of those little things, and you're in the game. Yeah, and if you don't, it shows, and you're not going to win the game. So
absolutely.
So I want to thank you for sitting down and talking a little ball with us. I've been watching you guys from afar, and congratulations on so far what you guys have accomplished so far in this season, 7-1, and you got a lot to go left. So good luck on Oak Park on Friday night, and then you got Camarillo after that. And good luck in the playoffs. I hope we can talk further down the road, but thank you very much for showing us.
It's been great. Thank you so much for asking us to be on here. I mean, it's just, we're humbled, and we really appreciate you guys, and it's always fun talking football.
It is, and I appreciate you coming on and talking it too. So we'll be right back after this with some of his players. Brady Smigel and Shane Rosenthal. Western Tire, where your customer service and satisfaction are our main goal. From alignments and flat tire repairs to custom wheels and brakes, we'll get you in, we'll get you out, and rolling at your best.
This is Brady Smigel, quarterback for Newbary Park Panthers, and you're listening to Talking Ball with Buckeye Rob. Go Panthers.
Okay, guys, we're back. Joining us on the Western Tire Hotline is quarterback for Newbary Park, Brady Smigel. Brady, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Brady, how is the show? How is the season going for you? I mean, you being a freshman, how was it coming into the season? I mean, were you nervous? I mean, you've been playing quarterback for years, I would imagine.
At the start of the year, before the season started, I was definitely nervous, like in the summer and before meeting these guys. I grew up with a lot of these guys, but half these guys I've never met. I didn't know how that was going to work out, like just them trusting me as a freshman quarterback, because obviously you got to trust your quarterback.
Absolutely.
But I think that's what I was most nervous about, but I think we figured that out pretty well, everybody adjusting to a new quarterback and new coaching staff. I think that happened, and it became a family really quick.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that coaching staff. How is it to be playing under your dad as a head coach?
I've been playing under my dad my whole life, so a lot of the things he says, everyone's they they get chills when he talks. He's a really good speaker to the kids. He motivates them really well. I've been hearing it my whole life, so it's really cool to see other people get affected by it. But it doesn't change a lot for me just because he's been my coach in almost everything, all my sports, my whole life.
Yeah.
But it's cool to have him for sure.
Going into the season, you looked at your schedule. And obviously, I mean, because this isn't, it's new for you. It's a new league for your school.
Yeah.
Did you look at the schedule and say, all right, Thousand Oaks going to be the team that we need to get by? Is Thousand Oaks your biggest rival, do you think? I asked your dad.
Yeah, I would say they're our biggest rival. We've played a lot of good teams this year.
Yes, you have.
We still have 2 more games that are going to be a lot of good games. I don't think we played our best game against Thousand Oaks. Too much turnovers, obviously, by me in the first half. We didn't deserve to win that game. They played better than us.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that's the most difficult team we've played this year. I just don't think we played as we should have.
You showed a lot of poise in that Thousand Oaks game.
Yeah. I definitely struggled the first half.
Why do you think that is?
I wouldn't say I'm nervous. A lot of people were asking me were I nervous. I mean, I think it was just like there were definitely more people there, but a lot of hype around it. Student sections were chanting. I don't think it was any nerves thing. I think it was just one of those times where I had a bad game or bad couple. It was really only the first quarter I threw 3 interceptions. The second quarter I started to figure it out, but we just couldn't get a lot going.
Yeah.
I think I just had a bad quarter. I was just making bad decisions. My first interception, I was just trying to make something happen that wasn't there. I threw an interception. My second one, it was just a 5-yard out. He was open. I just threw it behind him. Common mistake. Pick 6. And then the third one, I just misread it. I thought they were in cover 2, and we had a little bender going across the middle of the field. And their middle backer dropped into Tampa 2, and I just didn't see him. So we made a really good play on that. So obviously I threw 4 interceptions. My fourth one was a Hail Mary. So if you think about it, 4 interceptions, that's really bad. But
you've only thrown 7 on the season, so I don't know if that's bad. It is. I look at your stats. You're 153 for 228, 2,251 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions.
Yeah,
67% completion. So if you got 4 in one game, you're doing something right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was definitely a game you didn't want to throw 4 interception is, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're moving on from that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I threw 2 interceptions before that game, so
Yeah. No,
what I'm most proud about is how I'm playing mentally. Getting used to the speed. Going against this defense that I have every day with all my DBs and linebackers and defensive ends, playing against these guys all summer long, and Coach Wolford and Coach Stapley's defense. I think it got me ready for this high school. All these teams we played, because in my opinion, I haven't seen a more confusing defense than Coach Wolford's. I'm still studying it every single day, playing against them, and I still don't understand it.
That's what I was going to ask you. Coming from 8th grade and seeing the defenses you saw in 8th grade to lining up against the defense that you see every day in practice, it probably doesn't. That defense, it probably outmatches a lot of teams that you have played so far, correct?
Yeah, youth ball, you pretty much only see cover 1.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of zone going on. And not only talking about the back or the secondary, but, they have so much guys moving around, like pre-snap, just trying to confuse me. They're coming up, they're backing up, and it just confuses the heck out of me. I struggled this summer for sure, just even 7-on-7 against Coach Wolford's defense. It was definitely challenging, but I think it helped me in the long run.
Yeah, it paid off for the season. What do you like seeing when you come up to the line of scrimmage? You like seeing a man on man, someone manning up on Charlie, someone manning up on Shane?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to see. I don't think we've played a team this year that can guard our guys man to man. Every time someone has tried to guard our guys man to man, it wasn't very successful for them.
Do you get a lot of man?
No.
I was going to say.
Not a lot. If we do.
Is it a look?
They get out of it quickly.
Yeah. But when you get man on man, is it a look down to Charlie? Is it a look down to Shane?
Yeah. If we ever get Charlie man on man on the backside, if we go trips left and he's man-to-man, we're getting him the ball pretty much.
Yeah.
At the start of the year, I would say we were getting we played, I forgot, a Johnny at Golden Valley. We were getting one-on-one with him, and that was definitely a good matchup for him. That's probably the best corner we've played all year, but I'd say that's the most difficult we've had to go through, getting Charlie the ball man-to-man, because he played really good defense, obviously.
Yeah.
But everybody else, we're kind of just getting Charlie the ball as much as we can when it's one-on-one.
Obviously I was talking to your dad earlier, and it's like, you coming in as a freshman, it's a tremendous asset that you have Charlie, you have Shane, you have Nolan behind you. I mean, you have a good offensive line in front of you. It's set up for success. What, the success that you've had so far, what is there a part of your game that you obviously we always got to get better. Every day we got to get better in practice. What do you look at to get better in your game?
I would say I'm trying to not escape the pocket as quick as I am right now. I feel like I'm leaving the pocket too early. I'm just not trying to get hit, obviously. As a young quarterback, that's obviously, but I'm just trying to grow up in that way, mature that way, just staying in the pocket, take a hit if you need to. But, you were talking about my stats and my yards. I'm almost positive in the county we probably have the most yards after catch with the guys that we have. I mean, talking about man-to-man, if we have anybody off the ball on Shane, any of our wide receivers, we're getting them the ball in the hitch, and then they're going to make a guy miss and then go for a lot of yards. But coming back to your question, just trying to stay in the pocket longer, make a guy miss, and then stay in the pocket instead of escaping and trying to make something happen.
Footwork.
Yeah, for sure. Footwork.
Yeah.
Is the short answer.
Yeah, that most of the great quarterbacks, they work on their footwork all the time. That's the key to a good quarterback, is moving your feet and moving around and using your blockers. And that's what I always tell every quarterback, is work on your feet work. Because it's a tremendous asset when you've got feet. Do you like to run the ball? Are you a good runner?
I would say I'm running a little better than I expected and everybody else expected. Everybody's been joking around with me that I'm a pro-style quarterback, but I would still say I'm obviously a pro-style quarterback. But no, I don't like to run the ball, but if I have to, I will. I'll get down and get 8 yards if I need to. Definitely get down.
I was going to ask you. You're 6'4", 190 pounds. Have you always been this big?
Yeah, I've always been bigger than everybody. That's why everyone's joking around with me, because Shane and my brother and my dad, they've been with me since I was at a really young age. We've all been playing since we were 10 years old. And I used to be a big runner back then because I was twice the size as everybody. I wasn't the fastest, but they just couldn't take me down.
Couldn't take you down.
2 sizes bigger than them.
So you've played with Shane since you were 10 years old.
Even younger. Me and Shane and my brother and my dad, we were flag football with Shane's brother was our coach.
That's nice.
And then we just brought it to tackle, and then he's been wide receiver 1 pretty much my whole life.
Well, it shows on the field, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because the production for him is he's got 108 yards a game. You're averaging 281 yards a game. That's putting up some numbers. You're operating this offense at a 44.6 yards or points per game. You're not going to lose very many games if you put that many points on the game. So kudos to you on that.
Thank you.
I hear you got some offers. How is that? How's that whole process going for you? And I know you got so much time left. You got 30 guaranteed 30 games left. That's more than after this year. How are you staying away from thinking about that? As long as, like I told you, you guys stay humble in what you're doing. But how are you taking that?
Yeah, it's an interesting process because offers are going around left and right now, especially at such a young age. Yeah. There's people getting 10, 15 offers, and they haven't even started a snap in high school. So I'm definitely, me, my dad, and my family, all my coaches, we're making sure that if we're going to get an offer, it's going to be the real deal, and we're not going to be doing any of that fake offer stuff, paying for offers. That's just not what we do. I don't want to be looked at that way because I know people that do get fake offers, and I just lost my respect for them because they don't earn it the way they are. But coming back to your question, I don't really care about that as much as a lot of kids do my age. I know it doesn't really matter until I'm going to be summer of sophomore year. It doesn't really matter to me until then. Obviously, it's good to get in coaches' contacts. I think that matters more to me if I could talk to a coach once a month and ask him how he's doing, how his offense is running, and he's asking me questions. I think that's much more important privately than posting all my offers on social media, in my opinion.
No, that's an excellent way to look at it, because you got so much time left. You don't even think about where you're going to go to college yet. But it's good to know that, you know, that people like what you're doing, and as long as you keep doing what you're doing and stay humble with yourself, you're going to be okay. I'm very impressed with what I have seen on film.
Thank you.
Especially that arm strength. I've seen throws where you just step back and throw it 60 yards down the field, and then you're able to sit in the pocket and hit the crossing pattern. It's very impressive. Who's got better hands, Shane or Charlie?
Depends where you want to go with that.
Who's your deep threat?
My deep threat? Well, we lost one of our wide receiver ones. Well, we've 3 guys, and you could argue any of them are wide receiver one. Colton's been hurt, so he kind of got out of that conversation early with his.
Is that Colton
problems.
Kiernan?
Casey Merriam got hurt early.
Okay.
I would say he has the best hands on the team. I mean, anything going his way is going to be a catch. He's really good one-handed catch. I mean, I think he had 3 in 3 games just with his one hand. But coming back to that, I would say Charlie and Shane or Charlie and Casey are outside guys. They're catching a lot of the deeper routes.
Charlie's your slot guy.
You're talking about the ball in the air the longest, but if I'm giving the ball to Shane on a hitch, coming back to that, Shane's going to take it 40 yards, break 1 or 2 tackles, and he's going to score a 60-yard touchdown. It just depends how you want to score a long touchdown. If you want to throw it in the air for 60 yards, or you want to throw a 5-yard pass and they do all the work.
Yeah, I mean, it's how do you like your running game? I mean, Nolan is a ball player.
Yeah,
that helps you. It's got to help a quarterback out like you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know the exact stat, but 7 yards a carry is insane. It helps our passing game for sure. Nolan and Noah are doing a great job, as well as our O-line.
Yeah.
I love taking screenshots, watching it on huddle and from the end zone view, and taking screenshots of the gap that our running backs get to run in. Last couple of games, we're just getting better and better on the line, and our running backs are almost guaranteed to make the first guy miss and get us 5 or 10 more yards, which is really nice. Bring another guy in the box, and then we throw it over their heads.
What's your practice schedule every week? Obviously, you got practice, but I mean, do you watch a lot of film? Do you watch to know what coverages you're going to? I mean, what's your process through the week?
Well, normally we just actually got the passing list. Our 2 OCs, they get together and they show us what we're gonna work on in practice. Maybe we put 2 or 3 new installs in each week, and then we just go off of that. Every day I'm in at lunch with my running back, Nolan Story. We go in at lunch to our Coach Erickson's room, our JV head coach, and we just watch film the whole time. So I'm watching film there every day at lunch, and then almost every day I'm on my phone watching film whenever I can, pretty much just at my house, at lunch, whatever it is. And then I watch film with my 2 offense coordinators, Coach Savita and BA, normally on Tuesday, and then my quarterback coach, Keith Smith, I watch on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, after we have our walkthrough, I do one more film session with Coach BA one more time.
So by Friday night comes around, you know what that defense is running.
Yeah, I watch hours of film a week for sure.
Yeah. Is it easier now that you're 7 games into a varsity football season? Is it easier to read coverages?
Yeah, and it's easier to watch film.
You know what to look for now.
Watching a football game as a fan, like literally, week 1 I was watching film like a fan, like who's the best guy on the field, but it's so much deeper than that. And I think my 3 coaches that I've been watching film with, even my dad, not to mention I watch a lot of film with my dad almost every week.
Of course, yeah.
Because the run game, I mean, it's huge to watch film with my dad and just see what he's looking at from a line perspective. There's just so much things you got to look for, and I think I've got so much better watching film every week because there's so much different things to look at, obviously, with every team.
Well, it certainly shows on the field. Like I tell you, you're doing an excellent job, and you just keep humble and keep doing what you're doing on a daily basis because it shows on a Friday night. And
Thank you.
I want to I appreciate you coming on, and there's the dog. The dog's there. But I appreciate you coming on, talking a little ball with us, and I want to end with you with one. I want to get to know Brady Smigel. I do this little thing. It's called Ask Me Anything. It's called MAA.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to give you 5 questions.
Yeah, go for it.
What's your favorite class?
My favorite class right now, it's art. I get to
Cool.
show my creativity. Pretty much just get to put my headphones on and pretty much do whatever I want in the art class. We obviously have a project that we're doing, but I get to show my creativity, kind of turn my mind off and do whatever I want.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool because I can't draw stick figures.
Yeah, I'm not good at drawing either, but it
takes
cool
you to
bring
another
out my
place. That's
creativity.
good. That's
yeah,
good.
for sure. Takes my mind off things.
Favorite food?
Favorite food? I'm gonna have to go with the In-N-Out Double.
In-N-Out.
I'm not
Are you a sweet snack or a salty snack? Candy, potato chips.
Yeah, I'm not a big candy person.
Oh, there
Definitely chips. Big nachos guy.
Do you play any other sports?
Yeah, I'm gonna play basketball this year. I
would hope so. You're 6'4". I would hope you play basketball.
Yeah, I'm playing basketball this year. I was playing baseball, but as a catcher and being 6'4", 6'5" catcher wasn't the best idea.
Heck, you should start throwing the ball, but it might throw your quarterback enough.
Yeah, I just did that. And then Shane got me into track and field, so I'm going to run track this year. He said it helped him with his speed, so I'm just going to do that too.
So what is your favorite sport? Is it football?
Honestly, basketball I've enjoyed the most playing, but as I get older, I'm kind of slowly getting away from basketball. In my opinion, I used to be best at basketball, but God's plan kind of took me to football more and more, and I'm slowly getting worse at basketball and better at football, so that's kind of just the way it's going right now. But
what happens if God's plans put you up at 6'8"?
6'8", then we're coming back to basketball.
Yeah.
We're coming back to basketball, and football is stuff that I'm going to be watching on the TV.
Favorite college team?
That switches a lot. My dad went to Arizona, so I've always been an Arizona guy.
Okay.
You go around our house, we got an Arizona flag up, a bunch of Arizona stuff all around the house. But
so the Buckeyes aren't there?
Buckeyes aren't there. I just don't know anything about them. Obviously, I like the local guys, USC and UCLA.
I was going to ask you that. Is it USC or UCLA? Because you can't like both.
Well, I visited USC.
You did?
So I'm going to say USC right now.
Okay.
I haven't visited UCLA, but I'm going to say USC right now just because it was such a cool experience. I went 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Which was really cool.
Yeah, but, USC is a great program. They got great facilities over there.
Yeah, it was really cool out there. But also, just like whatever coaches I talk to and I really like, they give attention back to me as much as I give to them. I think that's really cool how they're showing interest in me at such a young age. So I definitely just root for those.
All right.
teams.
Well, so you're talking about who's the coolest team that has contacted you that you liked? Saying, wow, they contacted me. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, Florida State. I would say I talked to the most.
Oh, cool, cool.
Coach Tokars and then Coach Bartow.
Okay.
My dad's close with him, so I talked to those guys a good amount, and I think they've shown the most interest in me. So I'm definitely rooting for Florida State.
Okay. Last one. How about your favorite NFL team?
I'm a Steelers guy. I have a Steelers jersey on right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it's hard, but
hey, but no, I'm a diehard Browns fan, Brady.
Browns fan, yeah, that's terrible. That's
so
really
we're by that we are rivals.
Yeah, I don't think either of us are going to win the North this year.
No, I don't think so.
I think we're going to be together on
not
that
after
one,
today's display. But you actually Steelers won today.
Yeah, Steelers won. Still quarterback, but
okay.
Yeah, it's fun. Our whole friend group, we all have different teams that we like, so it's all just fun competing against each other.
Do you guys, you and your friends, do you guys watch NFL? You guys watch college football?
Yeah, what's really cool about this team, which I didn't know if this was gonna happen because I've always had like a good friend group. We're always hanging out, and I didn't know if it was gonna relate when I got to high school, and it's definitely done that and more. A lot of these guys, they're coming over after the games. We're going to a friend's house after the games, and then we're hanging out pretty much Friday through Sunday. We're all with each other. It's like a family. We're with each other as much as we can. Cool. There was 8 of us. We were just at Cronies. We were all watching the games.
Is that the place in Newbary Park that everyone's goes?
Cronies is the place to go. Shout out Cronies.
There you go. No, that's cool. You guys should be doing that. As you guys are in high school, you guys should be bonding like that and doing that kind of stuff. So that's cool. So I want to thank you for sitting down and talking with me. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can stay in contact and talk down the road. I wish you all the luck next 2 weeks against Oak Park and Camarillo.
Yep.
And then furthermore, wherever you guys land in division in the playoffs, but it looks like you guys are going to be in Division 4. But I'll be watching from afar, and I'm rooting for you guys. I hope you guys go far in the playoffs. Go win the CIF.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, and definitely we're going to keep in contact.
Yeah, thank you. And then we'll be right back with Shane Rosenthal. Hey guys, this is Buckeye Rob for Western Tire of Burbank. Start the season off right with a new set of tires. Visit us this fall for all your tire needs.
Hey, this is Shane Rosenthal, wide receiver and safety for Newbary Park Panthers, and you're listening to Talking Ball with Buckeye Rob. Go Panthers.
Okay, guys, we're back. Next on the Western Tire Hotline, Shane Rosenthal, receiver from Newbary Park. Welcome to the show, Shane.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm thankful you guys are wanting to sit down and talk with us, talk a little ball.
Cool.
How's the season going for you?
The season's been so much fun. Best year yet for me. It's been hard adjusting to a whole new coaching staff, but we're getting through it and we're working really well as a team. Like Brady said, we really are a family, so it's been an amazing year.
How is that transition you said to going from the new coaching staff? I would assume with the coaches that Coach Smigel has told me about. I mean, it's probably an easy transition, isn't it?
The transition, it was pretty easy. The only hard thing was we had to learn a whole new offensive playbook and defensive playbook, which took quite a bit. But other than that, it's been flowing and we've had a great season.
Did you play on varsity last year as a freshman?
Yeah, last year I started 6 games on varsity at receiver and corner.
Nice. So you're going to be a 4-year starter at Newbary Park, and you got Brady to throw to you. I mean, how is it to get a ball from him?
It's amazing. We've played together since we were very little, so our chemistry is there, our trust is there, and his ball is always on the money. So it's amazing.
What type of receiver are you? You a slot back? You're out there, wide out? What do you like to run?
I can play both. Yeah, I can play both. I usually at slot. One game we had Charlie and Casey out, so I started at outside against Royal. But I rotate through. I play both. Wherever they need me, I play.
Do they when they put you in a slot? Do they ever jet sweep you?
Yeah, for sure.
So do you like running the ball?
Yeah, I love it for sure. Just wherever I can touch the ball, I can.
So I asked Brady, and who's got better hands, Shane or Charlie?
Yeah.
Who's got better hands?
Charlie's a fantastic receiver. I think it's about even, but I think Casey Miriam, it has.
You know what? He said the same thing. Sure. Do you guys I mean, in practice, do you guys, competitions wise, do you guys do any of that kind of stuff or keep you competitive or no?
Not much of it, but Casey's his hands are unbelievable. He has so many one-handed catches this year, other than being hurt. But yeah, I think we're all pretty equal for sure.
Do you have any receiver regiments where you do on a daily practice that helps you with catching the ball as well as you do?
Just catching hundreds of balls every day.
So
in practice with Brady, after practice with Brady, just running routes and working on my hands helps so much. It's extra work always.
Yeah, that's right. The more you catch, the better you are. I'm telling you that right now.
Of course.
As a receiver at Newbary Park, I asked Brady this: Who do you think is your biggest rival? You got Oak Park and Camarillo. You played Thousand Oaks.
Yeah, for sure.
Who do you want to beat every year?
We take it week by week every game, but I think our biggest rival is for sure TO. Definitely crowd rival. They're 10 minutes away. And, yeah, that's just our biggest rival. We want to beat them every year for sure.
I think you guys have lost 3 straight to them, correct?
Yeah, I haven't beat them yet. But
that's right. So you're only a sophomore. You haven't beat them yet. Boy, you got your work cut out for you the next 3 years, don't you?
For sure.
Actually, next 2 years. Yeah, you just lost them this year. So, what's when you go into a game, what do you like to see? Do you watch film a lot? Do you read? Do you watch film to get the coverages? Can you read coverage? What they're going to do?
Yeah. So I mean, we come prepared each week. I watch a ton of film, see what coverages they run, down and distance on third downs. What do they run? Second downs, first downs. How does it differ? I watch a ton of film, and also lining up, just reading the guy in front of me, reading the safeties, if they're rolling, if they're in too high, one high, what they're doing. Just
what do you like to see? What do you like to see? Too high? Single high?
I love to see man, because I know I just have confidence in myself that nobody can stop me. So I love to see man.
Now you're talking like a receiver. There we go. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
When you see somebody man up on you, what is your favorite route? That's what I'm trying to get. When you on the route tree, what do you like?
My favorite route's gotta be, I say, just a simple post. Just let me run. Let me get the ball on open space.
You like to stretch the field and go deep, huh?
For
what about going across the middle?
I love like digs or even drags, just getting the ball in open field and making a guy miss and just running forever.
You guys run a lot of that? The drags cross you cross the line. Brady gets you on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. A ton of those. Just getting the ball in open space is a huge thing for us.
Looking forward, I mean, you got Oak Park, you got Camarillo.
2 tough games for sure.
2 tough games, yes. How do you start walking? Obviously, you've been on bye week, so you've been watching Oak Park.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we've been this whole week for Oak Park.
What the defensive backfield for them? What they got good defensive backs? They got good coverage.
Yeah, I think their defensive backs aren't amazing. They have pretty good outside backers. It'll definitely be a good game. I think it'll be high scoring. And yeah, nothing we can't get by.
I got you this year 57 receptions for 866 yards and 9 touchdowns. It's 100. Actually, you got 10. I talked to Coach. You had a pick 6?
Yes, sir.
And it's 108 yards per game. That you're playing ball as a receiver, man, when you're getting those kind of numbers.
Thank you.
Yeah, because obviously it helps that you got the guys around you and you got that quarterback for you.
Of course.
But I wanted to. You play defense.
Yeah, I play safety.
What do you like better, offense or defense?
And defense, I love hitting people.
So you'll come downhill and lay the boom.
Of course, that's so fun. But I think I'm definitely an offensive guy. I love catching balls from Brady and making people miss. That's definitely my thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I mean, I think you lead. Don't you lead the league in interceptions, right, with 4?
Yeah, I think so. Or I might be tied with somebody, but yeah, I'm up there for sure.
So, I mean, you're up there with the offensive stats with the receivers too as well. I think you and Charlie are like 2 or 3. I think there's one guy in front of you, right? I think Camarillo might receive.
Yeah, Camarillo got it.
So, when you play defense, does that help you as a receiver because you know how to do on defense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when the ball's in the air, I just go get it. But also, like, watching offensive film, other teams learning moves, seeing other people what they do, just helps me relate to offense as well. And
I would think as a safety and as a defensive back, I'm sure you guys run the gamut for coverages. I would think, but the zone. But I would think that helps you tremendously as a receiver.
Yeah, for sure it does.
So I did this with Brady, and but I wanted to ask you, do you want to play college football?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to play college football. That's been a dream of mine forever.
You keep going. I see you're 5'10", 170. You're exactly what I was in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is there anywhere you want to go and play? I know this is early. You're a sophomore. You got at least guaranteed 22 games left.
Yep.
So you want to play college as a receiver or as a defensive guy?
Yeah, I definitely want to play college at receiver. Just whatever college would take a chance, I'd love to play there.
Yeah, you know what? You just keep doing what you're doing, and I kind of think they'll be coming. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I wanted to finish off. I want to. I did this with Brady, and it's something it's called Ask Me Anything, AMA. And so I want to ask you some questions here, and you just give me the first thing that comes to mind. Favorite class.
Favorite class.
What's your favorite class?
I personally like math. Actually,
really?
Hear that, but I actually enjoy doing math.
Okay. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have one brother and one half brother.
Oh, cool. Okay. Older or younger?
They're both older. One's in college. He's currently at San Diego State, and I visited there. It's awesome down there. That's a place I definitely want to play at.
Very good school.
Yeah, and then one's out of college. He's 30.
Okay. All right. Next question. Favorite food?
Pizza, for sure. I'm definitely a pizza guy. I love pizza.
Are you a New York style or you're a Chicago deep dish style?
New York for sure.
Really? I'm a deep dish guy, dude. Are you sweet snack or salty snack?
Sweet, for sure. Candy's my thing. I love candy. I'm definitely
Are you a Skittles at halftime kind of guy?
No, I can't eat during halftime.
Okay.
I do.
All right. Do you play other sports?
Yeah, I played baseball and basketball my whole life,
Nice.
But I currently just do football and track.
So what is your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is and always has been football, for sure. Just the energy is different. It's so much fun.
Okay. All right. And favorite college team?
I'm hometown guy. I like UCLA.
I can see that. Favorite NFL team?
I'm a Packers fan. Green Bay Packers.
Packers. All right. Yep. So you're a Packers fan, but since you live in Southern California, is Rams, Chargers, or Raiders?
I like the Chargers out of SoCal. I'm a big fan of Justin Herbert for sure.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us and talking with us and letting us know a little bit about who Shane Rosenthal is, and congratulations so far on a great season.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you guys 7-1. You guys are going strong. You got 2 more to finish up. Finish strong.
Yes.
I hope you guys get a good draw in the playoffs, and I will be watching from afar. So
for sure,
rooting for you guys. So
thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hit the road this fall with a new set of Bridgestone tires. You can get $90 back by mail on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card when you purchase a set of 4 eligible Alonza, Drive Guard, and Weather Peak tires at Western Tire, right in the heart of Burbank.
Hey, this is head coach Martin Bacon from Montclair High School. You're listening to Talkin' Ball with Buckeye Rob. Go Cavs.
Okay, guys, we're back. Joining us now on the Western Tire Hotline, the head coach from Montclair High School, Mr. Martin Bacon. Welcome into the show, Martin. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you being here. Wanted to give you a call and talk about Mount Baldy 4 and talk about your high school big win on Friday night, huh?
Yeah. First league game. We just came out and we actually played pretty well as a team. So it was nice to get that the first win out the way. Now we gotta look for this week. So
you beat Montclair you beat Wilson 35-13. You guys are sitting right now. You're 3-5. You're 1-0, and you're first place in the standings in the Mount Baldy 4. Baldwin Park is 6-2. They're 1-0 in the league as well. Wilson 1-7. They're 0-1 in the league. So with you beating them on Friday night, and then you got Sierra Vista, which is 5-3 and 0-1 in the league. This Friday night is a big game. Would you say?
Yeah, yes, it is. It's a big game. I know our players are looking forward to it. They don't know what kind of game this is going to be with that double wing that Cisneros runs to the T. But we played Sierra Vista in the COVID year when they had Matt V, and that year that they went undefeated, I believe, or they forfeited a loss towards the end. I can't remember, but we played them the first game of the season. They kind of stomped us, but some of the kids on that team, they were freshmen. They're juniors now, so they kind of remember that game. So they're looking forward to it, but it's going to be a tough game. Everybody knows that.
It's going to be a tough game. It's pretty much will determine who makes the playoffs, right? I mean, you got it's a home game, right, this week?
It's a home game for us. It's our senior night, so yes.
So Sierra Vista comes to Montclair, and it's pretty much whoever wins gets that second spot for the playoff spot and has the inside track for the playoff spot, correct?
Yeah. There'll at least be a share of the second place with the win on Friday. I'm not sure if teams go 2-1, they're tied. I think it's a coin flip, but they'll have the inside track. So it is a crucial game.
You have your work cut out for you. Stopping Sierra Vista's running back Eric Terrazzi's. Last week they actually lost to Baldwin Park 42-20, but he did his thing. He had 33 carries, 240 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the loss.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah. You got your work cut out for you, Mr. Bacon. Stopping Sierra Vista.
Yeah, well, just try to contain it, right? Just try to slow it down or do what we can.
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
You guys got Baldwin Park the last week of the season as well.
Yes.
Is that Montclair's biggest rival, being the last week of the season? Baldwin Park?
Well, not really. I mean, it's a league game. Our rival's Ontario, so
okay.
They really, that crosstown rivalry is almost like, John and Burbank. So
yeah,
it gets kind of amped up.
Once you get past Sierra Vista, because is that a Thursday night game or a Friday night game for you guys?
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday. Yeah, man, you guys got your work cut out, don't you?
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting game. Just come out game. It just reminds me of like when I was at Burbank with you and we played Cisneros when they had Penny, and we knew it was going to be a tough game back then too.
Has your team gone up against a double wing team yet?
Actually, I've only had that Norwalk team and Chafee when I got to Montclair when Chafee ran that. So those are only teams that I've faced with that. So I just got to go back to the drawing board and ask some coaches and look at some old tapes and see what we can do.
You got guys that can stick their nose in and stop that?
We do. We got some good tough guys that that can stick their nose in there and do what needs to be done. But everybody knows that when you're playing a team like this, each person on the defense has a job to do. So you got to make sure that each person does that job. So that's what we're going to try to preach this week.
That's right. Do your job, man. Do your job.
Yeah.
All right. So what I wanted to call you on earlier in the season, some guys were calling you out because the whole situation that happened at Montclair with the ineligible player, and I wanted you to come on and if you wanted to come on and set the record straight, what transpired in that whole situation?
It was just I don't even know how to describe it. It's just one of those things that you never thought that it could happen, or even be in a situation like that. You know, I've been coaching for about, I think, 19 years, and you know, you see a lot of, or you hear or see a lot of stuff that goes around with programs and coaches doing stuff and this and that. But something like this is a whole another level that I think originally people didn't people didn't understand. I mean, at least on our side, like what the heck happened, and basically, like everybody was just fooled from, you know, the administration to the front office all the way down to, you know, me to the assistant coaches. So it was something where it was a rough time, and trying to explain it, but having to wait to say something was even rougher, you know, kind of thing. So
yeah. So what in a sense, what this young man did was he graduated, and you correct me if I'm wrong, he graduated from Pomona, correct?
I don't even know if he I think so.
But he was at a different high school, and he came after he graduated, or so to speak, and he came to your and enrolled in your high school to play football.
Yeah, I believe he graduated from Pomona, and then I heard, you know, or saw on Twitter that he tried to go to La Puente and then came to us. So I feel like he went to La Puente, and the reason why they knew him over there is because he put down Pomona, and, you know, the coaches talk, and there was some red flags. But when he came to us, he totally just said homeschool. And
homeschool.
That was it. That was it. And, you know, meeting the dad and having the dad talk to him face to face and talking to the kid face to face, and the mom coming into the school. I don't know why would we think otherwise, you know, especially since he turned in documents, you know, birth certificates, transcripts.
So phone calls. So here he doctored those documents, correct?
Yeah. And I try to stress to people that obviously if you'd have said Pomona, you know, it would have been a red flag and everybody would have knew what was going on. But if somebody turns in, if you're at, you know, Burbank, and somebody gives you a birth certificate and transcripts from another place, I mean, are you gonna?
Yeah, you're not gonna say otherwise. So did Pomona have anything to say about this?
No.
So they just said no comment.
Honestly, the only person from Pomona I heard was talking was the guy from Twitter, and he was just trying to, I don't know what he was trying to do, but it was a delicate situation, and, you know, especially since it ended up with law enforcement and, you know, people not knowing that we have females on the team, and you know, a lot of stuff that goes along with it. So it's not just you know, let me call out people on Twitter and try to make a commotion out of it. It's bigger than that, you know.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to call you and allow you to come on and set the record straight, because I mean, me personally, I know you wouldn't have anything to do this, and that when someone calls you out, I know you at the time you couldn't really say anything because of the situation, but I'm glad you came on and kind of explained what happened. You know, Montclair and you had no idea. You're not gonna second guess anybody's paperwork coming into the school system. So
yeah, and why would he? You know, when people say like having a 19 or 20, however old he was, coming back to play, like somebody that actually would do that, like that's if you think that a coach would do that, then there's a problem in itself. So
yeah,
you know, I honestly though, I will say this: we are glad. You know, honestly, we're glad that it came out, because if it had came out now or like next week, we would have been screwed. So, you know, the message to the players was, this doesn't define our season, this doesn't break us. But they were going through it too, because, you know, our kids built relationships with him, and, you know, we consider, you know, our football team family. So they were really devastated. And they were getting attacked on social media, and it seemed like nobody cared. The only thing they cared about was like a forfeit, you know, for us to forfeit, which was not a problem. You know, you can have that win, you know, kind of thing. Like, there's more to it. So,
yeah, just so you all know, Montclair ended up having to forfeit wins from last year's CIAF run. Would you guys? Was it 4 games, Martin? 5 games.
I believe 4, 5. Yes.
5, and then
Yes.
what? 1 this year.
And 1 this year. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I just I wanted you to be able to come on and talk about it, and I thank you for doing that and being open and talking to us.
That.
And I hope the record has been set straight. And I wanted to also wish you good luck on Friday night. Good luck stopping that wing tee against Sierra Vista and the rest of the way with Baldwin Park and into the playoffs. So good luck to you this Friday, and I wish you well. Thanks for showing up.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll be right back after this. Hey guys, Buckeye Rob here for Western Tire Burbank. Get up to $100 back when you purchase a set of 4 select hand-cooked tires. Offer valid through November 6th of 2022. Western Tire of Burbank, they're built on strong reputation for serving the greater Burbank region in excellence since 1974. Our goal is to provide the only with best customer relations and service. When you need tires, wheels, or automotive repair in Burbank, make Western Tire your first stop.
Hey, this is Coach Lemus, defensive coordinator from Chaminade High School. You are listening to Talking Ball with Buckeye Rob. Go Eagles.
Okay, guys, we're back. Joining us now on the Western Tire Hotline, the defensive coordinator from Chaminade High School, Mr. Manuel Lemus. Thank you for joining us, Manny. What's going on?
How's it going, Buckeye? Big win Friday night.
Yes, it was. It was a big win for you guys, beating Bishop Amat 36-29. Let's talk. How'd the game go? How did it start out?
We started off with, I believe it was a pick 6 on the defensive side, and the score, I think, going into the second quarter was 22-0.
You guys were up 22-0.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, we were playing pretty passionate football, and we did everything that we knew we had to do. We had a couple blunders in the second quarter, coverage-wise, and let Bishop Amat back into the game. Had a couple blown calls on the defensive side of the ball, the defensive backs specifically, and that kind of let them back into the game. Going into halftime, I think it was 22-22, I want to say.
Oh, so they fought all the way back.
Yes, they fought all the way back.
Did you, going into the game, how was the week of practice?
It was our best week so far. We've had, we haven't lost the game, but this is probably the best practice week we had. Monday through Wednesday, I think the kids were really focused the whole week. They knew that beating Bishop Amat, it would be a hard task, and we had a really good week. I think Tuesday was our best Tuesday we've had all year. And that's usually the heaviest practice day for us as far as our schedule goes.
So you guys had you as a coaching staff had a good feeling going into Friday night.
Yes, we had a really good feeling. We had a good game plan of what we wanted to do, and I think we executed it pretty good.
Did how'd the kids feel about you, Chaminade? You guys haven't won at Bishop in how many years?
I think it was something like 21 years that we had not beat. It was the first time in school history, I believe, that Chaminade had beat Bishop Amat at Bishop Amat.
Wow.
And it was the first time, I believe, in 21 years that Bishop Amat lost a homecoming game on their field.
They scheduled you for a homecoming game.
Yes.
Wow. So it's 22-22 at half. What do you go in at halftime? What do you say to your kids?
We stayed calm. We told them that we had been in this kind of game. I think was the J. Sarah game, week 2 of the season. We were we were down 21-7, but we were getting the ball back at the second half. So we kind of had to remind the kids that this was nothing foreign. It was 0-0. Just pretty much play fast football, align correctly, and everything would take care of itself after that. And, the kids were very calm. There was no panic going on, just a lot of questions on how to align to certain formations that we were getting misaligned on, and we fixed that at half, and they came out confident in the second half.
You guys jumped on them was in the third quarter or the fourth quarter? Because I saw you guys got up. What was it, 36-22, and you scored. Did you score right out of the gate in the third quarter?
Yes, I think we had. I want to say the offense went 3 and out, something like that, and then we had a pick 6 from Isaiah Chisholm on it must have been like a 25-yard interception.
Mr. Chisholm.
Yes, he had a hell of a game. Had big hits, had that big play. And he started the rally for us, and then after that, the offense went down and scored again. And,
obviously, offense generally puts the points on the board, but you sound like you got a pick 6 there. Did I read you guys had 4 picks in the game?
We had 4 interceptions. We had two by Marquise Gallegos, 1 by Isaiah Chisholm, and 1 by Ryan Abu Zabi.
That's 4 possessions right there. A defense has got to be the reason why you won that game, I would think. You guys stop them in the fourth quarter. I saw that they tried to make a game of it late, huh?
Yes. We had another. We had a couple calls go against us, which put them into good field position, and then after that, they threw what we call a skinny post middle of the field, and our safety could have made a play on it, but it was, from my point of view, it was a very gray area. If he would have gone for the hit, it could have been a flag, and who knows how the refs would have called that hit if he would have hit it. And it was just a unfortunate play that we let get by us.
You guys, that puts you guys in the driver's seat in the Mission League. You guys are 3-0 in the Mission League, 8-0 overall. This week you got Sierra Canyon. They're 4-4, 2-1, and probably playing their best football. Would you say that?
I would say so. Yeah, they've gotten better as the year's gone on from week. I believe we have. I don't know how many games we have with them. I think it's like 7 games. They've gotten better each week.
And Notre Dame is 4-4, and they're 2-1 in the league. Sierra Canyon beat Sarah last week, 35-21. Going into that game, what do you anticipate?
I think it's going to be a tough game. We played them about 4 years ago in the CIF championship game for Division II.
Mm-hmm.
Well-coached team. They got a lot of tough kids and explosive players on their offense and defense. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. Make sure we tackle in open space and have a good week of practice.
Is that a home game for you, or you guys are away?
We're home. We have our last 2 regular season games are home games.
Oh, that's nice. So you got Sierra Canyon this week home, then you got Sarah last week of the season.
Correct.
Boy, you guys are sitting in a good spot right now. I thank you for joining us and telling us about the game on Friday against Bishop. Again, Chaminade 36, Bishop of Mont 29. 3-0. You guys win this week. You guys win pretty much the share. You guys win the standings, right? You win the league.
I believe so. The way the standings work out, I think this game we win.
You'd have a 2-game lead over Sierra Canyon, unless Notre Dame wins this week. But
clinch league. So there's a good goal right there. We just got to finish the job.
You guys are sitting right. You guys number 7 right now, right?
Yeah. And the CalPreps projections, that's what it looks like right now. So who knows how the CIF is going to decide what they do, but we just got to keep playing regardless of where we end up.
Yes, you do. So I congratulate you so far on a great season. You guys are 8-0. Keep doing the good work. Good luck against Sierra Canyon on Friday, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Buckeye.
Talk to you soon. We'll be right back after these messages from Western Tire. Hey guys, Buckeye Rob here. You looking for reliable undercar service? look no further than Western Tire of Burbank. At our Burbank Auto Repair and Tire Shop, we serve your wheel and tire needs while also providing quality mechanic services. If you need help with your wheels or tires, stop in to see us right here in the heart of Burbank. We can help you with TPMS repairs, flat tire repairs, tire rotations, spin balancing, low-profile tire installations, wheel alignments, and more. We take great pride in building lasting relationships with our customers, and you can feel confident our shop delivers great work at an honest price. So when you need car services, come to Western Tire right here in the heart of Burbank. Okay, guys, we're back. Let's get to the Week 8 update, the weekend update with Week 8, and we'll look ahead for the matchups in Week 9. Let's start in the Foothill League. This past week, West Ranch 35, Golden Valley 7. West Ranch keeps rolling. Ryan Staub, 20 for 31, 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. Chaz Hiltz, 10 receptions, 92 yards. They keep rolling. They actually clinch their first title of the Foothill League. Congratulations to Coach Varner and the West Ranch Wildcats. Other games in the Foothill: Hart 31, Canyon 7, Castaic 14, Saugus 33. Right now, the standings stand at West Ranch 5-0 in the league, 9-0 overall. Saugus 6-2, 3-1 in the league. Golden Valley 6-3, 3-2. Valencia 4-4 and 2-2. Those are the guys that are close to being in the league to win the league. But West Ranch clinched a share last week. They got one game left next week in Week 9 versus Castaic. They're playing Castaic next week at Valencia. Other Foothill games next week: 6-2 Saugus versus 3-5 Canyon, and the other game is 4-4 Valencia versus 2-6 Hart. On to the Mission League. Friday night in Week 8, Notre Dame 22, Alamany 14. Chaminade 36, Bishop Amat 29. Chaminade had 4 picks in the game to pull the victory. Big win for Chaminade. They haven't won at Bishop in many, many years. Sierra Canyon 35, Sarah 21. The Week 9 matchups: Sierra Canyon 4-4 versus 8-0 Chaminade. That is going to be probably for the league, Mission League title. If Chaminade wins, they will clinch the Chaminade or the Mission League. Sarah 4-4 versus Alamany 2-5. And to wrap up the Mission League, 4-4 Bishop Amat versus 4-4 Notre Dame. If Notre Dame by chance can beat Bishop Amat and Chaminade lose against Sierra Canyon, there's still a battle in week 10. Chaminade will have to play Sarah. On to the Pacific League. Thursday night, Pasadena 51, Arcadia 7, and Burroughs 35, Mir 25. And on Friday night, Burbank gets the victory 16, Crescenta Valley 8. The week ahead, Week 9, 3-5 Burbank plays 3-5 Mir, 2-6 Arcadia versus 6-2 Burroughs, 7-1 Pasadena versus 1-7 CV. The standings in the Pacific League: Pasadena pretty much has it wrapped up. They are 7-1. They're 3-0 in the league. They have won 7 in a row since losing their first game against Lucerna. They have outscored the Pacific League 160-28 in 3 games. So Pasadena is rolling. Burroughs is second with 6-2. They're 2-1 in the league, and Mir is 3-5. They're 2-1 in the league. Arcadia and Burbank are 1-2 in the league. The playoffs have begun this week for Mir, Arcadia, and Burbank, fighting for that third spot for the playoffs. On to the Rio Hondo League. Week 8, South Pasadena 41, La Cañada 35. Jackson Freeking, quarterback for South Pasadena, 7 of 10 for 279 yards and 4 TDs. His receiver, Richard Conti, 6 receptions, 275 yards and 4 TDs. He had a 60-yard touchdown to seal the deal to go up 41-35. Aiden Kinney picked off a pass at the 2-yard line to seal the win. San Marino 54, Temple City 8, Monrovia 54, Polytechnic 7. So next week's game on Friday, 7-1 South Pasadena versus 1-6 Polytechnic. 4-4 San Marino versus 6-2 Monrovia. That will be for the league title, more than likely. 4-4 La Cañada against 2-6 Temple City. The standings for the Rio Honda League, Monrovia sits on top at 3-0, and San Marino is 2-1 in the league, and South Pasadena is 2-1 in the league. It's going to come down to the last week for them. If nobody can beat Monrovia, they will win again for, I think, the 5th year in a row with Coach Chris Williams. This a little mention, too, back in the La Cañada game. Corey Chung, 34 carries, 316 yards, and 3 TDs in the losing effort against South Pasadena. Let's move on to the Canyon League. We had Coach Smigel on earlier in the show and some of his players. On week 8, Royal 28, Agora 21, Camarillo 46, Oak Park 24, and Moore Park 17, Thousand Oaks 28. This week in week 9, 5-3 Oak Parks versus 7-1 Newbary Park. That will be a battle. 5-3 Moore Park versus 6-2 Camarillo. 8-0 Thousand Oaks versus 1-7 Agora. Right now, Thousand Oaks sits at top of the standings at 5-0 with Camarillo 3-1 and Newbary Park 3-1. Those two teams are looking for Thousand Oaks to drop against Agora this week. It looks like Thousand Oaks probably going to win the Canyon League. That is the wrap up for week 8, and the look ahead of the matchups for week 9. We'll be back right after this. Hey guys, Buckeye Rob here for Western Tire Burbank. Hit the road this fall with a new set of Bridgestone tires. You can get $90 back by mail on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card when you purchase a set of 4 eligible Alonza, Drive Guard, or Weather Peak tires. Right here at Western Tire, right in the heart of Burbank. Okay, guys, we are back. That is it for this week's show. I want to thank my guest, Coach Joe Smigel, and his quarterback and son, Brady Smigel, and receiver Shane Rosenthal from Newbary Park. Also, Coach Lemus from Chaminade, as well as Coach Bacon from Montclair High School. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Talkin Ball WBR and The Mark LA. You can also drop us an email at talkinballwbr@gmail.com. Please share the show with all your friends. A big thank you to our sponsor, Western Tire of Burbank. We certainly appreciate you being a part of the show, and we will see you all next time.